Welcome back to the channel. My name is Adam Smith, and inside this GameFound previous series, very excited to be showing you guys the brand new true solo mode for Uprising. Coming from Nemesis Games, it's going to be included as part of an upcoming GameFound campaign, landing in the very near future. The exact date and the campaign page link can be found in the pinned comment and video description. As many solo gamers out there are fully aware, Uprising is a very popular game in the community, but when you want to play solo to this day, you must control two factions in order to do so, but the true solo mode changes that, and I'm going to show you exactly how it does it as we go through this video setting up for a true solo play. This video will take you through all the steps of setup as if you were getting it to the table, and then join me as we dive into a playthrough video, and I'll show you the true solo mode in action. Now for those with a keen eye, you'll have noticed that I've got a solo-specific map here, and that's also changed the layout in terms of the number of hexes for true solo. You're going to notice that there's no longer hexes from this point all the way around in a half circle. It's been reduced in size. Now the first thing we're going to set up is the player area, so that's going to have us choosing a faction to control, and of course that'll tie to a hero. Inside the true solo mode, you're also going to have a supportive hero as well, so let's go ahead and pick a faction, which is going to be the red faction right here, and the hero card that comes along with it is double-sided, so you can choose this side or this side. Once your faction and leader have been selected, you're going to find the home hex tile, and that's going to have an illustration on the back, which can easily pair to the actual hero, so you know exactly which one to take. Now grab the feat deck that corresponds to the hero you've selected, give it a shuffle, and place it nearby. Now find your hero standee as well as all your unit standees. You're going to assemble them, the standee to the base, and they're going to be matching in color, and you'll place each one of the different unit types across the game board. You can use the top section of each column in order to do so, and you'll see exactly how many you should have by each name. And that'll do it for the units. We have 6 tribesmen, 3 deadeyes, 3 vargs, and a troll. Now the twist of the true solo mode is that you can now pair your main hero you've selected with any other hero of any other faction. This second hero is called your allied hero, and you get to place both hero cards in front of you. You can even choose to pick the other hero on the same faction as your allied hero. So for instance, I could choose to have this hero and also choose to have this hero, so I'd only need one card. Or you could take another hero from another faction and pair it here with the destroyer. Now for my allied hero, I'm going to choose to take a different faction's hero, and of course you have whatever's on the front side for attributes to take a look at. You also have what's on the back side as well if you want to go that route in terms of differences across the heroes. I'm going to choose this one right here. So as you can see from the 2 heroes I've chosen, they very much complement each other in terms of filling the gaps where there are weaknesses in the other. You're also going to use the feat deck from the allied hero you've selected, but there is one thing you need to do before you start playing with that hero. The allied hero will be coming in to help you out, but it will not be bringing in its units, and so because of this, you're going to go through the feat deck and you're going to find any mention of any of the units that are on the dashboard for the allied hero you selected and remove them from the feat deck. So in the case of my allied hero, the Traitor, we take a look through the feat cards and you'd find any that have the name of a unit or an illustration of a unit. In this case, it's going to be the top 3 cards right here. They're simply removed from the deck, it's shuffled and placed next to your allied hero. Now in a case where you want to play with both heroes from the same faction, as I mentioned earlier, you still sort out the unit feats from the allied hero, but if your main hero acquires a unit feat, the allied hero can also make use of that ability. Your main hero starts the game with the 2 starting feats as usual, and the allied hero will start with 1. And you will notice as you go through the feat deck for your allied hero that there is only 1 card with a start keyword on it. Now we'll populate the havens on the bottom of the dashboard. With the havens on the dashboard, let's now get our action points, which are going to increase for the true solo mode. Instead of the 8 action points you normally would have gotten in true solo mode, you're getting 10. And instead of the 5 resources of each type you normally get in true solo mode, you're going to get 6 resources of each type. With the true solo player setup now complete, we'll move to the game board setup. Now on page 9 of the rulebook is a full breakdown of the difficulty scaling within the game, but if you're playing true solo for the very first time, I recommend taking out all of the red skull hexes from the stack of hexes that you'll have. Now you'll also want to go ahead and take out all the unexplored sea towers. You'll find them easily based on the backs of the hexes. It'll say sea tower on them. All the rest will have a darker hex back with one of the 3 major resource types on the back. So we'll take those red skull ones out of the equation. You'll also find the capital hex as well, which will look like this on the back side. You're going to need this one. Now go ahead and take this large stack made up of the 3 major resource types and break them into their 3 major resource types face down. So at this point, you'll have your capital hex. You'll also have a number of those resource hexes into individual groups: food, plunder, and salt. And you also have the seatower hex pile as well. You're going to shuffle all 4 of these piles independently of each other. You'll now draw 2 of the unexplored sea towers and place them off to the side, 3 of the unexplored food, 3 of the plunder unexplored, and 3 of the salt unexplored. The remaining tiles that were not drawn can now be removed, and you're going to go ahead and combine these 3 with these and these. With the pile now combined, you'll ensure you shuffle it up, and we're first going to place the capital. The capital is always placed in this position on the game board, and the 2 unexplored sea towers will always be in these positions. Again, you have no idea which sea towers they are. Now, from the stack of 9 unexplored hexes that you placed and shuffled together, you're now going to draw the top 8 off and form this structure around the capital. 1 will be left over and not used during gameplay. It can be removed. And last but certainly not least, your home hex that you had near your player dashboard from setup earlier can now be placed in the bottom position. Now, in playing the true solo mode, you'll find your level of difficulty that you're currently playing, and you'll place that number of curses, skeletons, and garrisons. So in this case, we'll be setting up for the rebel level of difficulty. You could choose to up it to veteran or even further to nightmare. For rebel difficulty, there is no curses, but there are 3 skeletons placed in the outer regions of the area and a level 3 garrison on the capital. Now let's turn our attention to the card setup, and we're going to start things off with a brand new element of the true solo mode, the event cards. The True Solo Mode brings in new event cards. On the back of these cards in the final version, it'll make mention of the fact they're for the True Solo Mode specifically. Here, I've got them in prototype form printed out. There are 4 for chapter number 1, I'll show you right now. There's 4 for chapter number 2, 4 for chapter number 3, and 4 for chapter number 4. I'm going to show you all 16 cards, but again, we're only selecting 1 event for each one of the chapters in the end. These are the 4 that are specific to chapter number 2. These 4 are specific to chapter number 3. And last but not least, chapter number 4. Now in the True Solo Mode, there is no rule changes to the Druid cards, and these cards come from the Titan expansion. For setup here, I'm going to be using them. I'm going to be placing 4 of them randomly revealed face up in each of the 4 positions around the game board. As most of you are aware from the Titan expansion, there is Ether, there is 7 Ether tokens, and when playing on Rebel difficulty like I am here, you're placing 1 Ether on each of the Druid cards. That'll do it for the Druids. I have the Mountain Heart, the Silence up top left, the Tree Mother, and top right, the Shapeshifter. Next, let's set up the item cards. On the solo playmat, find the market deck location, shuffle your item deck, and place it there. And as with all the card decks in the game, including the Druids we just set up, if you're not using the Red Skull icon whatsoever, you want to take out the Druids and have that in their deck before placing them randomly like I did, and also do the same for the item deck, and so forth throughout all the cards you need to place. Now for the True Solo Mode specifically, each hero must buy their own items, but both heroes can share the same resource pool, and items may be traded later normally. You want to keep track of the items that you've got for each of the heroes individually by placing them next to the hero they belong to. Moving along to the quest deck, shuffle it up, remove any Red Skull icons if you're not using those, and place it down. Now, any quests that require multiple heroes can be accomplished by using both of yours, taking a quest action with each hero. Next, find your Legion deck and your Horde deck, shuffle them, and remove any Red Skull icons if you wish to do so. I've done that again across all my cards and place them in the 2 appropriate slots. Now, one thing to take note of when you're creating these decks, you can even see it reminded on the solo playmat right under the Legions deck and also on the Horde deck in the watermarked areas. It'll say starting deck is comprised of 5 cards. So you might have more than that, and you will, even with the base game, you'll go ahead and remove a number of them to get down to 5 and then shuffle them up and place them there. It'll always be 5 for each of them at the Rebel difficulty level, but if you're bumping yourself up to the Nightmare or Apocalypse difficulty, you'll be grabbing 6 for each of these decks. Now find your scoring markers. You'll have one for your main hero's faction. In my case, it's red. And the next one up is the Imperial Legion in purple, and yellow is the Chaos Horde. Place all 3 of them in that 0 spot on the score track. And as most of you are fully aware, in order to win a game in true solo mode, nothing has changed on that front. You still need to ensure that your faction's marker is ahead of both of these enemy markers. You also want to find this token inside the box, as you can use it across the entirety of the chapter track as it goes through the phases and reminds you what important things you don't want to miss as you go through gameplay. So let's go ahead and resolve the refresh phase, and when we come back for the gameplay video, we'll be diving inside the event phase. So at the very top, it says to flip all your face down cards back to face up. We don't have to worry about this from the very beginning. It also tells us, as this is the solo playmat, to get our 10 action points back. We already have these from the start, so we can skip past that. At this point, we are going to be dealing out 3 new items because we don't currently have any in play, and we do need some going into this round, and also dealing 3 quests. So it's as simple as drawing 3 cards off the top of the item deck and placing them in the 3 positions. And here's a look at the 3 cards off the top of the item deck. Now let's find out the 3 quests that we have available from the start of the game. Now you'll notice when we revealed the quest, there was an immediate effect here that says place an activation token on every Horde card, but there isn't any. So if there isn't, you place a curse on any hex without an X. So I'm going to throw that one back to you guys. Which hex should we place this curse on? So let me know in the comments which hex we should place the curse on. We cannot place it in any of the hexes that have X's around the outside. Final things to mention for setup: place all additional resource tokens that you have somewhere within easy reach. I've got them off camera. Also ensure you have your dice nearby. I've got them right there. You'll also note that I didn't originally take out my allied heroes standee, but I've got it here now, as we're going to be placing both of these individuals in the home hex. And with both individuals there now, we're also going to take our faction's haven and place it there as well. And that's going to wrap up the setup for the true solo mode for Uprising from Nemesis Games. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought about the true solo mode setup video, and stay tuned to the channel as we dive into a play together. Really looking forward to that, and I know based on my Discord server and Facebook group, there is a number of solo players that are interested in this and seeing it in action, so really hope this video helps you make an informed decision on it, and also you get to see it in action in the near future. Thanks again for watching, and as always, keep on rolling solo.